Coffee.
I think people are coming in. Let's wait a few more minutes.
Everyone.
Yo.
Yo.
I called
Hey,
Chap.
Jonathan.
He should be coming in here any minute.
Cool, sounds
All right.
good.
I was like, just calling to remind you.
Hey, mods, if you can help me out and mute the people that are muted right now, in case somebody wants to ask questions.
What's up?
What's up, brother?
How you doing?
I'm doing good, Ian. How you doing?
Great.
What's up? I'm good. How are you doing? Who's talking to me right now? Show yourself. Hey, Rax.
Your father.
What up, homie?
What up, doggy? What you doing, baby boy?
Nothing much, man. I was watching a Spaces just right now for a Little Bubble. It makes crypto videos.
Oh, his name's Little Bubble.
Yeah, I didn't know he was Australian, man. It kind of took me by surprise. I heard him speak. I was like, dang, he's Australian.
He's all, hey, my name's Little Bubble. How you doing?
Yeah. He's Aussie, that one.
You
Yeah.
guys suck at the Aussie accent.
Yeah, you better believe that.
I definitely don't suck at the Aussie accent, eh?
Yeah,
I think he's going to go down to the old pub and get a couple of schooners. Ain't that right?
Mate, get a barbecue going later on.
Right?
Did I hear Mark Satoshi's voice in here for a second?
Yeah, that's it.
I did.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, that's it.
The one and only.
One of two Aussies.
Yeah, and then I saw the apocalyptic apes, dude. Whew, 321 on their spaces, dude. They're rocking and rolling, man. Those guys.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, dude.
Oh
300.
shit! Oh yeah. I even told Chaptem to buy some. I don't know if he ever bought them or not.
Hey, do we have Dubai Al in the house or Khufu, one of the Dubai winners?
Oh, the Dubai.
Yeah, when are they going?
Yeah, bro. I'm here, bro. How's things?
You got Crypto L here, yeah.
Dubai Al now.
Yeah, he's converted.
Had to go with the name change.
Yeah, there's no way around it, man. What are the odds that you won that trip? There's Khufu.
I don't know what the odds are, bro, but I'll take them.
He said, "I'm going to Dubai, baby. Let's go."
Let's
All right, Fusion, if you want to hit, if you want to hit record, Mr. Chapten's here.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep. We hear you, bro.
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, I'm trying to fix the Wi-Fi.
Oh, wait a minute. It is recording. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'll say it out loud, post famous. Guys, if you're not talking, please mute your mics because some of the mics pick up like some background noise. So if you would mind, just go ahead and mute your mics for now. If you want to ask a question, then unmute. So thank you.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Oh, perfect. Now it's working. Okay. How you guys doing, motherfuckers?
Good,
Doing
brother.
great.
How you doing? How you feeling?
Much better. Much better.
That's
One
good.
second. Give me 1 second, though.
You're doing good, Jonathan. I hear. That's good, brother.
Oh yeah, bro. I'm hitting this pen courtesy of Leaks.
Yeah. Oh,
The Dab Woods. I'm actually about to go to the Chevy dealership and go get a new Suburban. I just booked a Disneyland trip for this week, so I'm gonna go ride down in style.
Nice. That's I kind of miss
you
Disneyland.
deserve it, bro. Go get it.
Yeah, now that I'm fucking NFT rich.
You get
Yeah,
a
I just
turkey
went all
drumstick.
out.
You get a turkey drumstick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna get that diesel one too, bro. Gotta save that MPG. You know what I'm saying? I'll be right back.
I think I can hear Addie's mic.
Is that what I'm hearing? Sounds like a machine shop in the background.
Yeah, it sounds like Addie's mic. ADE Ilana.
Let me look for it. Damn, bro, I don't see it.
For me, it's right underneath Mr. Chapman's name. It's got a picture of 2 kids on the front. Wearing pink and cream.
What did I hear about Mr. Chaptem's name?
No, I was just saying that someone's mic was left open, and for me, they were underneath me. That's all.
Okay. Okay, what's Jonathan doing?
He didn't say. He just said he'd be right back.
Okay. Let's wait on the bitch.
Hey, Mr. Chapman, I got a question for you.
Well, that will cost you 10%, bro. You know that, right?
I'll give you 20, more than 10.
No, 10 is good. Talk to me.
I know Hope's funds got unlocked yesterday. Do you know if he locked them back up or if he's staking them or anything?
No, he
wants
staked
to
them.
stake. He wants to stake. We're making a special staking pool for him. So don't worry about it.
From my understanding, when we were talking to Hope yesterday, his first staking pool, there was a mistake or something like that. And so they're creating a special one for him, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he wants something special. So who are we to deny him that, right?
Yeah, very true, very true. Let's give him all whatever he requests. Let's give it to him. You know.
Well, that's a bit too much, bro. If he requests your ass, should I send him your ass?
Sure, man. You can send him anything from me.
Okay. I'll keep that as an extra option.
Who is he to the project?
Well, he's a big whale.
He's a whale.
Yeah, big.
He's one of the first believers and enthusiasts. He's a mad scientist or something. I don't know. I don't really understand 90% of what he says all the time, but there's a spark of genius. You know, they say there's a thin line between genius and insanity. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. He talks like this, like the topology of the situation is that the VOOPing is not working good with the VOA technology. You see, my friends, Mr. Captain.
Thank you, brother.
You see,
It's right here.
This is how Hope talk. Now you will understand 90%. No, you will understand 10%. 90%, you have to feel what he is saying.
Give it to us, Hope.
Give it to us, Hope.
Very hard to understand.
Hope, somebody was telling me whatever Hope wants, give it to him. So I said, if he wants your ass, shall we give your ass? He said, yeah, sure, no problem. You want somebody's ass, Hope?
No, my friend. No, thank you.
No ass? Okay.
No.
That saves us a lot of work. Okay, no, I told them we're making something special for you, like a special staking pool, a Hope staking pool to make you happy.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Very appreciated.
Yeah.
How are you, my friend? You're healthy. You are good?
I'm feeling 90% better, bro. I took my time rest, but I feel 90% better. Just get tired when I talk too much or move too much. I need to take it easy, let's say. But for the rest, I'm excited. Are you excited about the Medachain, about the IBCO?
Why not, bro? Why not? It's normal. This is the big project to come.
Of course. Perfect, perfect. We're waiting for Jonathan, and then I'll start. And then I'll give you guys a choice to choose from, and we'll continue from there. I don't know what the fuck Jonathan is doing. I think he went to quick to jerk off before we start.
I'm here.
Oh, he's here.
What up?
Were you
What up?
jerking off, motherfucker?
No, I had to get changed. I gotta leave the house here in a little bit. Sorry.
Okay. So we can start now?
Yep. Go ahead. What's up, everybody?
What's up, guys? Okay. So for the last couple of days, I've been talking with ChainSense. They have given me a couple of choices to do with Medachain. And we have two final options I want to lay down for you guys and get your opinion on. Jonathan, can you put the two options for Medachain, for the one with the 100 billion supply and one with the 1 billion supply?
Saving it. Hold on. God damn it.
Is Satoshi in, by the way?
No, he's been taking a few days off, following not spending any time with his family. So I don't know if he'll be in here right now, but I'll update him.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Okay, put it in the chat. Both of these options. That's not what I wanted to put. There you go. You see them?
Yep, we got them.
Okay. I'm gonna call Satoshi real quick. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, he didn't answer. Go ahead. Everybody looking them over or what? So quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just reading.
Love to read, man.
So, from my understanding, it looks like the biggest difference between option 1 and option 2 is the decimal. 0.1 versus 0.001.
Yeah, and the total supply, of course. That's pretty much it.
I feel like
So what? From what I can tell, and correct me if I'm wrong here, it's talking about migrating. So we would be migrating Meta.
it says migrate their BEP20 tokens and get a certain to be determined bonus on the native tokens during the public sale period. No, I don't think that has to do with Meta. I'll clarify that. I think they're saying if a migration of tokens onto our blockchain, not specifically.
That's anybody migrating any tokens on a network, right?
Yeah, that's not
specific network.
specifically Meta. Yeah, exactly. Because
That's
remember,
specific.
we're like BSC at this point. That's what Medachain is. We are a form of BSC. We're Medachain. We're our own entity. So we're gonna have people bridge to our platform. You know what I mean? You there, chap?
if they're
Yeah,
moving, yeah.
One question.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, yeah, I was muted. So yeah, we'll start with our own, we're our own blockchain, but we'll start first with Binance and with Ethereum, as I understood, and then later we'll build the bridges, and people will be able later on to convert Meta into XMeta, or we're gonna start with XMeta first in the pre-sale, let's say. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do a closed pre-sale, as I understood, to begin with. It's gonna be $10,000 and up by invite only. That's gonna go on, I think, for I think it was a period of 15 days, so 2 weeks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then it will be open.
Yeah, I agree with Wes for the
What's
option
that?
one. How, despite the fact that the outcome is the same, it will look a lot more affordable for, well, everyone.
Yeah, there's more supply available. I like option one as well. That's
with the 100 billion.
Yeah,
It's more attractive. It's more appealing.
yeah,
to
it's more
everyone.
attractive.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
actually disagree with that. I'd say that the smaller would look more attractive. A lot of people are kind of turned off by investing in things with a lot of decimals.
With a lot of supply, yeah.
Yeah, they like
Yeah.
to invest in things when they see that in that dollar amount and that dollar keeps climbing, then they get that FOMO and want to jump in.
Yeah, and there is also 18%.
There's truth in that as well, because
there's 18%.
a lot of people don't really like you
inflation
said,
every
those
year.
high kind of
Can you hear me?
supply.
Yeah.
Like over 1.5 billion, that's a lot. That's not attractive for most people because they know that, well, it's going to take quite a long time for it to reach 50 cents or 20 cents.
What's
Sorry,
up,
go ahead,
Chaptem?
Mr. Chapman.
Yeah, let's.
I said, guys, also keep in mind there's an 18% inflation every year. You guys hear me?
Yeah. So if we start off at a penny, and the 18% could be quite a bit. I don't know. Where's your head at, Chap? What are you thinking in between the two? What are you?
So in the beginning, it was 100 billion, but then how he explained it to me in Satoshi, we were like considering the 1 billion one. So the 100 billion makes sense because we also have 100 billion supply, and the more supply, the better. On the other side, like the guy just said, the less supply, the higher the value. And there's also the 18% inflation every year he explained to us. So that's why I wanted Satoshi to weigh in.
So my thing is with the more decimals, it means that the transactions might look better on paper in terms of how much you're giving up of the token to
Burn.
do a transaction or whatever, or burn. That's my only thing, is it might seem like a lot if we're in like 10, 20, 30, $40 a token.
Yeah. Hope, what do you think?
I have two questions. The first question is, when you have the migration inside Medachain from Medacoin, when you change from Medacoin inside Medachain from the new token, the transaction is 1-on-1?
No, 1.5 on 1.
But this is a problem from investor because lose the money.
No. You get
You get
1.5
1.5 times.
1.5 times extra. That's what they want to do.
So we're going to give you 50% more, is what he's saying.
Hold on. So go through that again. So if we migrate Meta to the Medachain, you get a 1.5 to 1 ratio of the
Correct.
the token.
That's what Chain Sense was talking about. That's something we need to figure
And
out.
with that question, does it also depend on which option we get? For example, if we choose option 1, there's that 1.5, to 1 ratio, or
That's a good question. We
does it happen
haven't
either way
further
in both options?
Yeah, it's happening either way, I think, like I said, because you have to incentivize people to come to Medachain. but this is something yet also to be determined. So we're starting off with XMeta, let's say. We're starting off with a separate token. And then we can always choose, like they explained, to offer people 1.5 more on their token to convert it to Medachain.
Yeah, and like it says up top there, it's saying like that's basically what it's talking about. You get a certain to be determined bonus, so you will get a bonus for converting. So that, I mean, it's going to be incentivized as well. So that's one of the best parts, actually.
Beautiful.
So Hope, let's say you put in 100 million, you get 150 million.
Possibly, we got to double check that number though.
Yeah.
But there will be a bonus, so you'll get more than whatever you have now for free, just for converting. So that's pretty dope.
And this is a conversion of any token.
No
Binance
Meta.
Smart Chain and Ethereum. That's what Mr. Chap said.
Yeah, and then also, guys, depending on the market cap at that moment. So we would only want to convert if the market cap of Medachain is at least as attractive as Meta, if not more attractive for you guys, if that makes any sense.
Mr. Chaptem, what about the people who has in L Bank? What happens with those Meta coins?
What do you mean? Who are staking?
Mr. Chap, I don't think
Nothing happens
can
to your
hear you.
existing tokens. They're all still there. This is just if you convert to MetaX or whatever he was talking about.
It's Meta, yeah.
Hope?
That we're currently staking in Baker Doge.
Bro, it doesn't matter where you're staking. At the moment you want to convert, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, guys, this is not affecting any of the Medacoin right now. Medacoin is going to stay Medacoin. This is if you do a conversion to MetaX later. So don't, like, anything you have now is going to stay as it is. It's not changing. It's exactly the way it is.
Yeah, I would imagine that conversion would have to change with the market caps between the two.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, we would only convert at a moment if the market cap of Medachain is more attractive than the market cap of Meta.
And then the conversion doesn't cost us anything. It's just, we just pretty much say go ahead with the change kind of deal.
Yep. And you get a bonus.
You'll even get more for your buck, is what we're saying. You get incentivized.
Where's that extra liquidity coming from? If you're just going to get, like, if I sent over $10, you're saying you're going to give me $15. How?
This, I don't know. You're asking me magic questions right now. He explained it to Satoshi. That's why I wanted Satoshi in here. But basically, what I understood is we give 1.5%. That's what he was talking about, up to 1.5%. Let me see if he's online, by the way.
Yeah, that would be great if he was and he could explain it.
Is Mr. Chap here? Because I can see him.
Yeah, he was talking.
Oh, I couldn't hear him.
I mean,
hello.
Hello. Hello.
So I think what we need to do is get a list. If we can't get him in here, we just need to get a list of these questions so we can send them to him and get the answer.
Yeah, write everything down, guys.
Can we get a scribe for that?
I don't know what time it is where he is right now.
I've seen another project do something similar. The thing is, when they moved from one contract to another. So they moved from a V1 to a V2. And to do that, they did a 1 million to 1 ratio. And if you did it within the first 48 hours or something like that, they gave a bonus. But they had to lock it. Yeah, but they had to lock it at a certain point. They took a snapshot of all holders and what they were holding, and they said, okay, from this day, that's how much you can convert over. And it would have that ratio. And then, like I said, if you did it within the first 48 hours or something like that, they gave you a little bonus. That bonus came from the team burning their own token to give you that extra. That's the only way I can see logically how to do it. It have to be at some type of fixed ratio. That ratio would have to be based on fixed liquidities at that moment.
Yep.
Guys, listen to me. Now you have two problems. The two problem, what is? When you log the pool now, you understand how much BNB you have inside the Binance pool, okay?
They will have to relaunch the token, and everybody who hold the token now will have to get. It'll be like you doing a pre-sale over again.
When you start the Medachain from the option 2, you need to have the pool, the full pool. You need to have the money inside the pool when you start. It's not possible to start from empty pool.
Yeah,
For this is
nobody
very
started with
important.
empty hope. We're doing an IBCO. So before we even convert anything or anybody convert anything to Medachain, we'll have a high, at least as high, if not higher market cap than we have right now with Meta. You understand? If we decide to convert from Meta to Medachain. You understand what I mean? This is an option that we have. We don't have to do anything, guys. So we have two options. We have the option that we let Medachain have its own currency. Yeah. The second option is that we eventually convert Meta as the main currency for Medachain. Which will obviously mean that Meta will get more valuable if we do that, because then it will be payment for not just the gains, but also for the blockchain, if that makes any sense. But that's an option we have that we can do once the market cap is interesting enough. If not, if there's a difference between the market caps, we don't have to do that. And the blockchain, Medachain, can have its own currency.
Yep.
You understand? What we're going to do right now is an IBCO. So we're going to raise funds. And by raising funds, we're talking about minimum $60 million that we will be raising for the Medachain. So you guys can get a clear idea what we're talking about right here. This is something huge. These guys have done it 3 times before. He showed me the process.
Yeah, so everyone needs to understand this is not a migration. It's actually 2 separate projects which have the possibility of like migrating in future or merging in future if we choose it, if the economics make sense. But right now, like we're sitting on a market cap. Sorry, my dog's barking. We're sitting on a market cap of like 40 million. And then if we go and accept 1.5 times the amount of coins with for a project with a market cap of $1 billion, like a starting market cap of $1 billion, we just lose all of our upside. So that's what Mr. Chaptem is saying, is that if that's the deal, then it only makes sense for us to start considering that when the Medacoin market cap actually approaches more like the 800 million mark, because then you're actually starting to trade apples for apples.
Exactly. Satoshi, are you in here?
The real point is to narrow down the tokenomics we want, and then that other stuff can happen later. But anybody who has questions, DM Wes. Wes is going to take down all of these questions, and we're going to ask them directly to the dev and get you a direct response.
Yeah. So why we're having this meeting, guys, is that to determine what the best thing is first for Medachain, second for us, third for Medacoin, so also us. You know, so and the nice thing about it, it's all separate. We don't have to merge anything unless we want to and when we want to. Now we're launching Medachain. If that makes sense.
Yep. So it looks like most people are leaning towards option 2. Who's for option 1?
Right.
And
I'm for option 2. I see option 2 being more attractive, and you know, I don't know what
Make a
other
poll.
people might.
Make a poll.
Yeah, make a
guys.
vote. That's what I was gonna say.
Hope, are you understanding what I'm saying right now?
Option
making-
the better, I think.
What's that, Hope?
The second option is the better, but inside on your roadmap, I don't look nothing from the transaction fee, and you don't have nothing from burn circulation supplies from transaction. Why?
Oh, there is no burn. There's an inflation.
Okay.
18% inflation every year. This is what he explained to me.
Can you guys hear me? Hello?
And the document.
Oh, hey, what's up, Satoshi?
Yeah, Satoshi.
Can anybody hear me? Mr.
Yeah,
Chaptem.
we hear you, Manny, but
Yeah,
we're
we're dealing
hold on.
with some. I think
I think most
there's
of this
Manny,
currencies, I think. Yeah.
can you let Satoshi speak first, please?
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
it's on this.
Go ahead, Satoshi. You got the floor, brother.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we hear you.
Yeah, so I mean, I was looking at this morning and just spent the whole day like thinking about it. And Cam made a really, really good point. And I I've had DMs back and forth with Cam regarding similar situations in the past. Like he's very technically savvy. I agree that like we wait till the moment that it is trading apples for apples. My concern would be the Dutch auction goes, we put the migration on the roadmap, and let's say that these two tokens don't reach parity and they bridge, we're going to get diluted. So we don't want to get diluted at all. The whole point is to try and like make this a smoother transition as possible. At the same time, I feel like in this situation, the next 15 days we're in pre-sale. So whoever's in on this pre-sale is basically going to be holding the floor for the meta, the X meta token or whatever the native token of the Medachain will be. And that can be, if there's no vesting period or if there's no like TGE, which basically means like certain amount of tokens get unlocked for pre-sellers to take profits. If there's not systems like that in place, then it's very easy for a pre-seller to just dump on a community who was previously holding the floor. We're holding the floor.
There are systems there also for validators, etc. As I understood, it's too complicated for me, but there are systems of holding, obviously. But so continue.
Then the pre-sale and having a spot wallet, because sometimes they have vesting periods for just spot trading these things for pre-sale. So I mean, we could talk about that too. It'd be nice to get like a traditional vesting period. There's some structures that I've referenced that are like this kind of auction, and I would like to send you some of those things and see if we can implement them. I think like a vesting period for pre-sellers that are getting in, that basically means like they're getting locked up, because if we do transition and we migrate, we're giving up a percentage of the floor, because the pre-sale wallet's going to account for 10% of the supply. So that means at any given point, that 10% of that circulating supply can have impact on what was previously just us. So we have 20,000 holders on Medacoin right now. The pre-sellers are basically out of the way. I think the last of the pre-sellers are chaps holding the floor on that. So the issue becomes, who are the pre-sellers? Who's getting in here? How much of that? What does that look like? So it's definitely not going to be easy, and there is a little bit of risk, but I think we're all smart enough to figure out a way that we can actually make this happen in a way that like everyone is taking like an equal amount of risk, and at the same time has the potential to get that reward for taking that risk.
So
For Satoshi, for me, my personal opinion, from this migration inside Medachain, I'm thinking the pre-sale is a not good idea. I talk with you why. Because your first option is real. You have the big investor, maybe to buy on pre-sale and to dump the system. Maybe it's a $1, $2, $5, $10
But
million.
that's why he was talking about vesting as well.
Yes,
So
but
vesting, you could
listen
have
to
like
me. But
10% each
it's
month.
very important to understand now in this period, in this special moment, you have the bull market inside Bitcoin, and after you have the other system inside the market is a very danger moment, you know, from the
Okay.
next 6 months, economical system. And my idea, listen to me, is good. I talk with you now. I don't know when the people like or not, but at the moment when you start Medachain, you don't have the pre-sale, but you have the transaction one-on-one from Medacoin and Medachain. Why? Because it's only the transaction from Binance Smart Chain and the Medachain. And when you have this typology of investment, you have only the transaction from the wallet number 1 from wallet number 2. It's finished. And you don't have the people to talk about, you don't have the people to talk, dump the system, you don't have the people to talking, lose money, because no, you have one-on-one. You understand my idea? Why I talk with you from this?
Even 1-to-1 is so. All right, this is a Dutch auction. So if anybody doesn't know what an IBCO works like, it's basically there's an algorithm that drives price based on how many people are trading it. So the problem becomes if there is a massive amount of volume and then all of a sudden there isn't any, and price settles at a floor that's really, really low compared to where Medacoin is, and we bridge that gap, then we having the higher price are going to take the hit to even out the price. And that to me is where the risk lies. So
I know, bro. This is same risk from me at the beginning. I buy a lot Medacoin and I'm locked my wallet to protect the project. I don't dump the system. But this is a big risk inside on the project. It's normal.
So
yeah, I mean, I think we're talking about the downside risk, right? But the upside risk as well is like we're going to be our own delegated proof of stake system. We're going to keep all the metadata in house. We're going to be able to like customize the protocol that works for the game and be able to take on other games to the platform. So I think it definitely needs to be talked about in an open scenario where we're exchanging these ideas and people are bringing stuff to the table, so we can come up with a balanced approach, because it is something that is new and could have some temporary short to midterm volatility, and we're just trying to hedge that against ourselves, because right now as it stands, Medacoin, we hold the floor. And if that's going to change, there needs to be some benefits. Now obviously there are some benefits, because Chap just said we're raising $60 million, and those catalysts alone can just put us on a trajectory that's good. But we're also talking about dealing with inflation now, whereas before we're dealing with a hard cap. So we're gonna have to have this discussion and figure out how this best suits us. I mean, at the worst case, if it's not a good fit, I mean, what's the problem with staying Medacoin, and then just we also participate in this IBCO?
So you answered one of my questions, which is what protocol it's running, and I think proof of stake would work really well. So I understand the reason for the IBCO to raise funds. Now, Chap had said that it would be a private, well, a closed sale to investors over $10,000. So
The
I
first
don't
15
think,
days, yeah.
yeah. So that's not gonna. That's not really a traditional Dutch auction. That's not going to cause the floor to collapse, I wouldn't think. Now, after that period, just as Hope was saying, I would say the best option would be to migrate all of Meta to the blockchain, to the new token. to the new native, Meta X or whatever it is. And you can do both. So if we had the pre-sale and it's whatever 15% or 20% is in that pre-sale, whatever's left, take a snapshot of whatever's left with the market cap versus Meta's circulating supply right now in market cap, and do the conversion ratio.
Yeah,
And
just,
it's not
you're
obviously
talking
it's not a
about
one to
sticking
one,
more
but it
to an
would be
arbitrary peg than a token for token
it'd be
peg.
an arbitrary peg,
Right.
and
Yeah.
that way we can actually convert all of Meta to the new Meta X. And there is a way that we can do it. I'm assuming the contract's not locked. So I mean, I've looked at it. The creator is outside of the tokenomics, so you could set up a mechanism to be able to move all of the liquidity from Meta to Meta X. As people bridge over, they would move their liquidity with it. So now you would take all of the money that was raised from the IBCO and the current liquidity of Meta and combine it all into a new blockchain token. And it would be fair and minimal
I think the arbitrary
volatility
peg
and all of that.
is because we were talking this morning in a 1 for 1.5, they were tossing around, and I was just like, well, what if it's not? What if the gap for parity is a lot
It's bigger.
wider than 1.5?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you
then
couldn't.
we're, yeah.
Just as you're about to say, like you can't just lock in a ratio like that. It'd have to be a live ratio, a real ratio. And again, I mean, it could be based off of the difference between the market cap after the pre-launch and the current market cap on Meta. And you just do the ratio right there with whatever's left. Let's say we went with option 2, the billion supply. Just do the ratio over, and everyone would have to convert over. And just have it open, for a lot amount of time. We'd have to build a bridge for everyone to do that, a one-way bridge. And like I said, there would have to be, I mean, there's some, technicals to it because all that liquidity has to follow as well.
Right. And then everyone would have to understand that like getting your token and staking it would be key because we're dealing with 18% inflation, I believe the numbers they were tossing around. So obviously if we're staked, we're going to offset that.
A lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of reward.
Yeah, but the thing is that, they're also going to be, hopefully driving a lot of volume, and hopefully we can, we're a young DPOS, and that's going to attract a lot of investment to begin with. So, in the beginning, it might not be a big deal. And the thing is, if we do this right and we pull off all the catalysts that we have lined up for Medacoin, just Medacoin, all the stuff that we already had locked in that we're just basically going to transfer over. If we do that all like in a nice synchronized way, along with some DPoS catalysts, we could beat that inflation and be up, X's over X's over X's, and not have to worry about 18% inflation. Because at the end of the day, we're just going to be listing new projects. We're going to be having new pools. There's going to be people who are going to be listing to our chain the same way we're on BSC.
And Satoshi, don't forget the 18% inflation is yet to be determined, and we can determine that by ourselves. He just gave that as an example because other
right, and he's using the standard, Ethereum, but now Ethereum's burning. So, when you ask me about those things, I've been in the space for years. I don't particularly like, infinite supply tokens, but I understand their purpose, especially when we talk about play to earn gaming and trying to control the economics a lot more because we're going into new territory. But the hard cap on Meta is a big plus for me. So for me to step away from, the hard cap and go into a supply, we either have to really, really work on that consensus mechanism. So that way, if we can find somewhere to base that difficulty algorithm on something that's volume based, then we're in a good spot, in my opinion, because especially if we're gaming, if we're on the chain and doing automatic blockchain interactions with gaming, that's a lot of interactions. So if we base it on, something like that, where it's volume driven, so that way, people aren't using the games, we're going to have some inflation. if gaming is high and people are interacting with the blockchain a lot, then that's offsetting inflation. You know, it'd be nice to like really get under the hood and see what we could do in that regard. But you know, like Cam said, it is a lot, and you know, we could see. But at the same time, like, you know, we're talking about a baby DPoS. There's going to be a ton of room to grow, ton of room.
Guys, 1 second, because there's a lot of people confused in chat. Let me explain one thing. There is no changes yet. We're launching Medachain that's separate from Medacoin at this moment, so there is no changes yet. The way we're looking at it is, eventually, if we launch successfully, it will be in our benefit to eventually migrate Meda to Medachain. But that's something yet to be determined, and at that moment, so there is nothing changing right now, because people are asking. Let me see. Is it? Why all these changes? Though I'm confused, and so how will this affect
Oh
the price
yeah, I
of
mean,
Medacoin?
people don't respond well to change, but this is
Man,
this
y'all are
could be a
killing
very
me.
good
I said it,
change.
but I said it from the beginning that everything's staying the same. Everything is staying the same right now. That all the stuff we're discussing about is possible things that could happen in the future.
Yeah, if and when we build that bridge and have to cross it, we're gonna make sure that everybody's holding each other's hands, which is why we're having this discussion. You know, because it can be risky to just do it without thinking, right? So we're sitting here, we're thinking together, we're putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. We're all bringing up different points that we each other as individuals did not think of, and this is going to create an execution for this that is going to be a lot more beneficial to the community and everyone who's onboarding now. You know, whatever venture capital or money is entering in on pre-sale. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to try and get in on this pre-sale a little bit too, because I think is it anybody over 10 grand can get in?
By invitation only.
Oh, okay. So I mean, you know, we'll talk.
Yeah, but obviously our community is gonna get the invitation.
Excuse me, guys.
Anyways, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. So right now, for the new coin that you guys are gonna launch, the Medachain. So if you're a Medacoin holder and you haven't sold nothing and you've been holding from the beginning, like would you be able to be whitelisted or anything like that for the?
Yeah. Medacoin holders will get an invitation, bro. That's why it's by invitation only.
Beautiful. What do you mean by invitation? Like, just want to understand exactly, you know.
What's that?
So what do you mean by invitation? Like being having a spot?
It is similar to a whitelist. You get access and you can participate.
We'll ask Medatonians to provide their wallet to show that they're Medatonians, and then we'll send them an invitation.
Okay,
you know,
okay.
the ones that want to participate.
And how do you stop dumping your existing coins for people to free up their own money?
What's that?
So if I've got 50 million coins and I want to get in on the pre-sale, I may just go and sell 30 million of my existing coins and jump into the new project.
But we don't invite you if that's the case. You know,
No,
if you're
just saying, how do you know someone won't do that to free up money? Because a lot of people have invested probably more than they should have, and they love the community, so they leave it there. And now you're offering a new sweet deal. How do you stop people like Rax selling 100 million later? I mean, how do you know? People need to free up cash somehow so they can use their money now.
because
and in a
they
week.
have to show us their wallet, and if we see somebody is selling their wallet to get on, we don't invite them for the private sale.
I understand, but after, so you know, I have extra cash, I could buy it, and then in a week I'll get my other cash back by selling my old coin. You know,
That's
it's
something
just
you can't stop, bro. What you do afterwards, that's not something we
I know,
haven't.
but that's what I'm saying. I just want to put that as a scenario.
Well,
where
yeah.
people...
What he's touching on is an interesting point too, because this is just the nature of people. They're going to see the deal and make a decision accordingly, and they're not going to give too much of a shit about the individual charts and more the appeal of the deal. So we had to figure out how we approach this in a way that is, you know, we don't want to wreck We don't want a bunch of people that are sitting there with fat wallets to start dumping.
What happened there?
Shit, man, that was a crazy cliffhanger.
I thought you guys got pissed off with what I said.
No,
They kicked all of us out because of you, Peter.
That was
Fire him.
Charles ended the chat. I saw the pin message or the pin message. The,
Charles, how can somebody end the chat except us?
he's a part of
He's
the
a
team.
mod. He's a mod.
Okay.
It was an accident. It's all good. I didn't know what happened because I was on GPS, but I need to get going anyways. But anybody have anything for me before I leave?
No, go. We'll update you, bro.
Okay.
Talk to me.
Hey, chat.
Yeah, love you too, bro. Satoshi,
All right.
you still here, bro?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah,
Okay,
it's a tough conversation to have. We're gonna get through it, and we're gonna make sure that everyone is protected here.
Yeah.
Because the last thing we
Guys.
need is somebody dumping
Guys,
meta
what-
on some guy who can't afford to get in on pre-sale.
Exactly. 1 second. So people are asking me the last 4 or 5 days, when Medachain, when this, when that. You see the complication of these things. It's not that we want to launch something and we're not launching it on purpose or whatever. We want to do everything close to perfect in open communication with the community. One second, guys, when I'm talking. Okay, so we want to communicate with the community and make sure that the community has a way in on every choice we make. That's why we take our time to make these choices. Like I've been getting messages from ChainSense for the last week, and since today they came up with the 2 possible tokenomics situation. They told us we can choose. They can basically even create a 3rd option for us. They just told us and showed us the possibilities when you do your blockchain, what kind of tokenomics you can use. Also, like with the 18% inflation, this is what, for example, Ethereum uses, as I understood. That's why I wanted Satoshi in on the conversation that I had with Mr. G earlier today. Just for you guys to know, we haven't decided anything yet. We can do whatever we want. We are launching Medachain. Medachain is ready. It's ready to go on testnet. It's even ready to go on mainnet. But we need to figure this out first. Launch the pre-sale, the IBCO, and then we can put it on testnet and then mainnet. But we need to figure out what we're gonna do, guys. And with we, I mean the community. And this is why we're having this conversation right now, to get you guys feedback, what the best moves are, and then we can contemplate and make the right decision. Is this correct, Satoshi?
Yeah, no, that's right on point, man. I couldn't have worded it better myself, chap. You're a master with words, bro.
Thank you. Now, who
And
the
so
fuck got questions?
Well, there was a question that was raised about like having to like think about selling your bag or whatever, but I know that we were talking about migrating over to that chain, not so much like you don't have to sell the bag, you're just migrating over there. Is that what I was gathering from what you guys were saying?
See, because for example, the thing
I
is
think
that some of us
that was a conflict. That was a conflict,
Hello.
I think, of
I
understanding.
think what the guy was trying to say is there are people with deep pockets and others like community members who don't have that amount of money, like 15,000, to enter into the IDO process. So, what if people have got some cash in their Medacoin? Is it possible for them to actually sell part of the Medacoin?
No. We answered no. That's not possible. So once we get on your wallet that you're holding, and another wallet that you have the funds ready, then you get a personal invitation as a Medatonian. But not if you're selling your Meta.
It's mommy asking you to come and tell me it's time for me to go to bed.
Okay,
so mommy
Manny,
asked you to...
Manny,
you got to mute, bro.
The wrong part of the sentence.
But anyways, what about people that are like myself? I'm all in Meta. Like that's it.
Same
I'm
here.
Meta, and I go to this other. I want to go to the new one, but I can't. I can't join it because I'm all Meta. That's my Meta is everything.
Yeah, but that's why
So now
we're
I can't be
doing
part of it.
later
I
on.
can't.
This is what we're saying. So when we successfully do this, eventually you will be able to migrate to Medachain, and you will reap all the advantages. And if we do that 1:1.5 ratio, like we said, you will reap the benefit of that as well. You
Yeah,
know,
no,
so
pre-sale though, right? Like
the pre-sale, yeah, but
I'm here, but
yeah,
you're telling me I can't sell my Meta to join the pre-sale. So like
well,
that's
So
yeah, of
basically,
course,
it doesn't
like
matter
Dude, I'm
because
about to sell my
eventually,
Solana for this shit, dude. You don't got any other coin, bro?
no, I
yeah,
don't. I'm all Meta, bro. That's my
same
secret.
here, like
I can tell
95,
you.
96% meta.
Yeah, I
yeah.
am, bro. I'll show you. Look at my wallet. I'll show you.
You know, we believe you, and that's a good thing. And you should hold your Meta. I'm all Meta also. I'm not. I haven't sold one Meta since start, and I won't sell one Meta until we get above the 10 billion market cap. You know what I mean? Like this is something I told everybody from day one. Like you're confusing two things now. You're seeing it as missing an opportunity if you don't have 10,000 because you're invested in Meta. No, that's rubbish. Medachain is a second separate thing at this moment. We're setting it up to eventually benefit Meta in every single way you guys can imagine. We have to do it in a correct way, though. Now, the people that can afford to be on it, that are Medatonians, they will get the invite and they can do that. If they can't at this moment, there will be other benefits for those people, amongst them, Moonboy, to jump on Medachain at the moment that it's a positive thing to do for you, for us as Medatonians. You know what I mean? And then you will go from 100 to 150%. You know, so there is a benefit for you to get on Medachain later on. Now with the pre-sale, like every pre-sale of every new project, there's always people who get in, and it's a small percentage compared to the rest of the people. So if you're talking about life isn't fair, blah 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 blah, that's always the case. You know what I mean? We're trying to do something positive here for Meta in general. So you should be happy either way. If it's at this moment you have all your bag in Meta, that's a good thing because Meta is gonna explode this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I
it's
know.
a
That's why
win-win for
I
you.
don't stress about anything else. I have
So,
my own.
so Moonboy, Aries. So, taking what you're saying into consideration,
Yeah.
what we would have to do is wait for the IBCO to finish. For those who are 95, 96% in Meta, wait for it to finish. See what the market cap is. See what that gap is to the price of Medacoin on BSC, and hopefully they're both, because we know Medacoin is still young, right? Hopefully the pre-sale is only 10% of the supply, right? So when we get out of there, that market cap coming out of IBCO is still going to be pretty freaking young. So if we do it right and come up with a nice peg for migrating over, and everyone keeps the amount of money that they have, we're basically getting probably next best to a pre-sale, because we're going to be the second in on the Meta chain because we were first in on Medacoin. You get what I'm saying?
So basically, you might miss out on opportunity now, but eventually you
Either
will be
way, you
making.
still have the potential to add a 0, 2 zeros to your portfolio, is what I'm saying. So we just have to we have to look at this. We have to see. Obviously, everyone should be monitoring the IBCO and seeing what the market cap is closing the IBCO pre-sale, seeing what the supply distribution is, and then as a community saying, hey, let's try and get dollar for dollar, or if we're holding 95%, 96% Meta, maybe $1 to $1.10, or give us a little, and then I'm sure we could talk about that and figure all that stuff out and do something that everyone's gonna get. I mean, you're talking about Chap over here gave away $60,000 of Medacoin in the Meta wheel. There's gonna be opportunities here. You know,
Yeah,
we
here's
don't want
here's a question that was coming up from the community. Some of the people that are in a staking platform that are locked, have their tokens locked. One of the questions was, is there any way, if the opportunity presents itself to migrate their meta, will there be able to be like a temporary unfreezing of their token so they can do such a thing as unstake and be able to move
So I
without
think that's
taking
something
the
down the
heavy?
line.
I believe all the pools move with it in a
Yeah, if we
migration.
migrate everything will migrate over. Is what sounds like.
Yeah, so there wouldn't be a need to do
Okay, so
anything.
Well,
You should. I mean, everyone is
yeah.
different, right? Like we'll figure all that stuff out because obviously we have some pretty big pools. So that would be the first pass.
That'd be
Figuring
on
out how
the
we
the
convert the
platforms
pool.
themselves. Like if Banker
Right.
Doge wants to manage the migration for everyone's stake there, then they could do that.
That would be
so
lovely.
yeah, it's possible. It is possible.
That would be lovely, and that would be the optimal direction, I guess I would say, for people that are having that question and wanted to, because there was some that were concerned that if they're locked into a staking pool, how can they exit to take advantage of the migration? But if it's going to be where the pool doesn't need to be doing that, but it's on the, let's say like Banker Doge would migrate the pool, then there wouldn't be any concern for it, I guess.
Guys, you know us. We'll always do what's best for the community. If it's
Sure.
not the best for the community, we won't do it. This is why we're discussing everything. You look at other tokens. They just do whatever the fuck they have on the roadmap and they don't talk to you guys. Like they would have launched the Medachain, done the IBCO, and whoever's on board is on board or not. That's how 99.9999% of the token. I don't know any other token that does what we're doing right now. You tell me one other token that does this.
Play to earn gaming for you. It's going to be community driven. So we're all incentivized to figure this out together.
Soshi, do we have any validators lined up? How many nodes are there going to be?
Haven't even gotten that far, bro. I literally just found out it was DPoS. I know the tokenomics graphs I was looking at, the distributions, the token supplies, all that stuff. I started asking about vesting periods and TGEs, and I'm waiting on responses for that. So whatever questions you guys have lined up, I think Rack said Wes. You guys are feel free to DM me as well. And I'm gonna be running that up the line and trying to figure out what we need to figure out, because it is gonna be a problem to solve. If we do this smart, we could come out of here with X is more of a catalyst than we already have, and we already have the catalyst of catalyst. So we got to think about this and really try and figure out the path of least resistance that's going to bring the most benefit to everyone involved, including our new partners. All the guys that are jumping in on pre-sale right now.
Yeah, so everyone can DM me any questions, and then I'll put it all together.
Yeah, appreciate your hard work, Satoshi. You're doing a great job, man. Mr. Chaptem, thank you very much for bringing this for all the community, and we're going to be happy to kind of give some questions to Wes. And
Yeah, and I can get Mr. G on tomorrow. He can answer all the questions. He will have a write-up for us as well. Like I got these two options today. I immediately contacted Satoshi, talked with Jonathan to set up the AMA, and immediately talk with you guys. We're full transparent here, guys. Like I said, there is no other token like us. It's full transparent. That's talking with you guys about how to move forward with every fucking step. We don't take big decisions by ourselves. We involve the community with it. And that's why we believe we're going to be a huge success, because we are a community token. A lot of tokens say they're a community token, but the devs just make decisions, and the community accepts it. With us, no. For me, it's really important that you guys are involved, that everybody is happy, excited, and that we can move forward in the best way possible with the least amount of risk and maximum opportunity to gain. So this is why we're doing this. And whoever have whatever question, DM Wes, Satoshi, or me, and tomorrow we'll we'll make sure that Mr. G answer these questions, and then we can move forward because ChainSense is ready to go. Basically, they want to do the IBCO, and then they can put this on testnet and mainnet, and we have our own fucking blockchain. We want to do this though in the most perfect way, and I'm not a tech guy. This is why I lean heavily on Satoshi to advise in these metas. Besides, obviously, and whoever have questions or know how, feel free to DM us. Thank you, Kiem. I didn't know you were knowledgeable about this matter, like Satoshi just informed us. So thank you for your.
He DM'd me a couple of what's I say, like almost a week and change ago, and we were just talking technicals about some things that had come up, and he's definitely a very valued member of the community from a technical aspect, because he's going to understand this stuff just as much as I will, and a couple of the other leaders in this group.
Perfect. See, I have connections with Matic, with the VP of Matic, but I don't want to get them involved in this because they're biased. You know what I mean? Like there's conflict of interest. So I don't want to take their opinion on it. What do you think, Satoshi?
Yeah, no, we kind of have the same feeling regarding that last meeting that we had with them. So I mean, it ends up being what we're looking at is a little bit different, but what's good is that we're talking about it, and we're going to be able to balance all that out, and then it would be nice to like relate to the people that are involved. Hey, this is a community token. You guys are participating in the pre-sale. Come into chat, say hello. Make yourself known, and let's try and bridge that gap, man. Because when it comes to venture capital, they have such a stigma. But I think that given the conservative approach that we're taking and the things that we could put in place to really make sure that the community is protected here, I think we'll be all right.
Cool. Anybody have any question, guys?
Just one more from me. So is the game actually going to launch on the new chain or stick on the old chain?
I think
we're gonna launch it on the old chain. That's why we built the DPoS. Of course, it's gonna be on the new chain, man. It just makes sense, bro.
No, I think if we do everything correctly, Peter, we will be able to launch it on the new chain.
But yeah, so that brings me to my question: what's the value on people holding the coins on the old chain?
Because eventually there will be a migration that will happen down the line, down the road.
Peter, if we do everything correctly, it will all migrate to Medachain.
Yeah, that's fine.
But we can only do that at the moment that we have everything perfectly lined up.
So it might take a few months.
Yeah,
for that.
if it's not aligned,
basically that's it.
2 months.
But
I think anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks, we should be able to have a clear view on. I think
When that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think within a couple of weeks. If the
I think it's
pre-sale,
best to say a few months at least, just in case, because if you
No,
say
I
a couple of weeks, people are gonna hold on to that.
2 weeks, bro. So within that 2 weeks, we'll get a clear picture about what and how, and then in January, we'll know before the game launch, before the single player launch, we'll know what and how. So I'm not worried about that. That's something we can figure out the next couple of weeks, the next 2 to 3, 4 weeks max.
Can we get like a resume of what was talked in this call? Because
You mean like a write-up?
Yes, please.
Can
There's a
somebody make of what
yeah,
we
there's
just...
Well, I think
there's a
we're
YouTube
recording
video
this,
right
so
now.
if
It's
you
on
missed
YouTube.
anything, yeah, just
No,
check
but if
back and
like summary,
listen in.
Summary, that.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, we do that at Vacay as well. It's much easier if somebody doesn't want to watch the whole video, that they can read and the fine lines, let's say, or the guidelines of what's been discussed.
Yeah, I'll do that because I want to go through it and bullet point it out so I can have it all in my head anyways. So I will definitely run point on that.
Well, then,
Perfect.
Satoshi, I'll work with you and I'll get all the questions, and then we can add that to the bullet points, and I'll give you all those questions then.
That's
Perfect.
a beautiful thing.
Perfect.
Guys, we're getting our own Medachain, guys. Our own network.
I
This
hope
is
people
huge.
understand.
This is freaking amazing, man.
Yeah.
You guys should be jumping up and down and hollering right now. This is crazy. Your back is about to explode, man.
Because a lot of people
This is a really intelligent room. So we got the bullshit out of the way first, and we party later. So this is good. Now we can celebrate,
dude.
Let's,
you guys are about to
figure
go
it out.
crazy.
So we're ready to go, guys. We got chain sense. They're ready to go. We're ready to do the IBCO.
Well-
we're ready to deploy on testnet. You know, we're ready to deploy on mainnet. So this is happening. It's real. We're getting our own fucking blockchain. We just want to do it in the most perfect way possible to ensure that everybody is a winner on our side. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
but let's not bust our nut just quite here.
I have one question
Let's
very
work
important
this
to you.
all out.
Hope, yes.
I understand you have the possibility to work from Matic, Polygon.
The possibility to work
From
With them, I
Matic,
think.
Polygon.
No, Polygon wanted to list us already months ago. Like 2 months ago, they wanted to list us. We're in direct contact. I'm in direct contact with their VP of growth. And then
Okay.
and
Listen
yeah.
to me. This is my personal advice. After select your choice. And the next year, Polygon Matic go very high from the technology and from the valuable market. You have the possibility to work together from this company, bro, go ahead directly.
No, we're going to
Don't
build a
think.
bridge. Bro, Hope, we're going to build a bridge to there so that their buyers can buy from our chain. Don't worry about that. But what they wanted to do first is list us on their on Polygon. You know, that's something that we were discussing already since 2 months ago. But it's a totally different situation right now. What we're gonna do right now is build a bridge to Polygon later on. You know, people are gonna be able to buy with the ERC20. It's gonna be cool. Don't just wait and see. We're gonna have 15 bridges and DApps to start off with Medachain.
So
cool.
the Medachain, what is it? What kind of smart contract tech is it using? Is it BP20 or ERC20 or TRX20? Like,
It's
what are we
a
coding?
delegated proof of stake. So it sounds like it's going to be EVM compatible. So it will be our own -20, our own -721, which will be cool. Meta -20, Meta -721, Meta -1155. Be cool.
Right,
Is there
I'm talking
any
about
way
the
to burn, like if the new coin will be like in limited supply, this will be like a mechanism to burn the coins?
I think Rodrigo is asking about burns, if there will be any burns.
Well,
Yes.
so how the delegated proof of stake, there's always a difficulty algorithm. There's some kind of consensus that the protocol leaders make to make changes to the protocol as far as inflation and burning. You know, Ethereum has made adjustments to where now Ethereum is burning, and their burning is has just met parity in the last few weeks with their inflation. So now they're stabilized. So these things are determined by the protocol leaders. And what my goal would be is to try and get under that hood and see if we can have some influence on the algorithm itself, because if we can create something that's new and robust, maybe a little bit experimental, that could potentially, give, the users a little bit more, leverage, so be it. But at the same time, what we don't want to mess with something that isn't broken, right? These network effects are huge. Ethereum's network effect is one of the largest network effects in crypto. So, we're just going to try and stick with what works, I think, in the beginning, and try and really just stabilize our own economy, because we have a lot of stuff in front of us, so if we try to take on too much, we're going to be like my buddy says, an octopus on roller skates, and we don't want to be in that situation.
Yes, hello, Mr. Chapter. How are you?
Oh, Raul, here we go.
Yes, I just got a. First of all, how are you feeling? Good.
I'm good. I'm much better.
Okay, fantastic. Just I got two questions. So, what is the benefit of launching Medachain now, or the second option is what is the benefit of launching Medachain after the game launch of Medacoin?
So if we launch Medachain as soon as possible, we can launch then the game on Medachain, and we can launch our tokenomics, our Medacoin on Medachain. So the in-game, the token will be in-game much earlier, immediately by launch of the game.
Yeah. Also, by having control of our own protocol, the coders, when the coders have to build out the blockchain interactions, they have to adhere. Every protocol is different, even though BSC and Ethereum are very similar. They also have different ways that they code, the different mechanisms, different architectures in certain parts of the code. So having our own protocol ASAP is actually a really good thing, because then the coders aren't doing double work. Last thing we want to do is put them in a position where, like, oh, you've been working on this for months. Well, now you have to trash it because our protocol is completely different. What's great about doing this all both at the same time is if we can pick the path of least resistance. Hey, coders, what's the best way to code this? Oh, okay. Hey, blockchain guys, what's the best way to give them the pathways of least resistance, so that way everything works together nicely? So I think it's a good idea to do it both right now.
So that kind of gets to the core of what I was asking you, as what is it based off of? Because every protocol is coded slightly different. So if it's going to be integrated into the game, which is launching at least Q1, is the game development team in on these conversations, or are they kind of
that's
out
next.
in the field right
So
now?
what I've been doing the last day or so is just trying to figure out what the actual technical aspects, like the answers to your questions, is what I'm trying to get right now. Literally, I spent my whole morning, just reading up on the tokenomics, and I messaged a couple of the guys that I've gotten access to now, and will continue to do that. And then, I'm also, speaking with the devs in Spain constantly. So, we just finished out the mechanism for the play to earn. So now the goal is to basically take the mechanism from the play to earn game, and if we could have a say where they're building the protocol around the mechanism, absolutely splendid. But at the same time, we want to look at the whatever they think, because these guys are the pros, right? ChainSense has done this before, and they've done this with seamless execution, and have done good things to the projects that they've touched, right? So if we have to work around them a little bit, so be it. But like you said, those questions, I'm gonna get those answers very shortly. And literally, if there's anything, like, even no matter how in depth technical it is, you have a question, like, get it to me, because I'm literally lining up questions to ask these guys. Like I the vesting period stuff, the financial side, I'm trying to get my head around that, and then the technical side as well. Really trying to deep dive and see, because that's important to me as far as like play to earn gaming. Being able to interact with the blockchain in a cheap way, because obviously we're our own network, so it's our gas. But it's going to be important to put all that stuff together and make sure that the dominoes are lined up just right.
Do you have any examples of them being successful? Like, what are the other projects?
Yeah, I've seen 3 of their projects. The thing is, they have NDAs with the companies, because most companies, when they hire them to build their blockchain, they build it themselves. You know what I mean? So they don't say
Oh,
that they
yeah, yeah.
hired them. They sign an NDA where they cannot say that they built the blockchain for them, and they take the credit for it. And they say, "Oh, look, we build our own blockchain." They say that they've been
Chance is
working
the
on this
Wizard of Oz.
blockchain for a year. Yeah.
Okay.
You'll be surprised how many big blockchains there are out there that are either forks or built by other people but have taken the credits.
Mr. Chapman, can I just say something for those who are listening and are coming with some stupid questions, please?
There is no such thing as stupid questions, bro. But
Yeah,
continue.
no, but it's just something I want to say to them as someone who's been following the project. They are asking what will happen to our meta, and we're gonna lose the money, whatever. And I'm thinking, man, the team of Medacoin has much more meta than we investors have. So it's also in your interest that nothing bad happens to meta. So I think people need to think about it, right, before asking.
Oh, that's an excellent point.
So,
Chap's got bigger bets than
100%.
anybody. So
put it there.
Exactly, exactly. So, guys, the you hit it right on the point there. Like, we're doing everything to make sure that Meta blows up. It's in our best interests. You know what I mean? We haven't earned any dollars up until now. It's all investing, time, money, blood, sweat, and tears. You know, because we know what's gonna happen. We know the future. We know not just Medabots, the game. Medacoin, the token, Medachain, the blockchain, but also the other games that are coming, the other IP. We're building a fucking empire here. You know what I mean? And then we have all these other projects. We're building a community. We're building a future. So it's in our best interest that everything goes perfect or close to perfect and that everybody is happy. This is why we work so hard to keep everybody involved and everybody happy. Now, I know this is almost impossible to keep everybody happy. Plus, there's a lot of people who are not in it for the long run, who don't have the long vision. Some of them got in, let's say, at 2 million market cap, and they sold at 94 million market cap. Some of them got in at 2 million market cap and they sold at 30 million market cap. Some of them got in at 70 million market cap and now it's around 40 million market cap. You know what I mean? Some of them got in at 80 million market cap and they sold at 60 million market cap. So everybody has a different idea and position about their holdings. Some, like a lot of holders in Meta, they're holding for the long run because they believe our vision and they believe this is going to be a 10 billion plus market cap for sure to start off with even. So those people are the ones we're working our asses for, obviously, because we believe that as well. I mean, I'm not in Meta just to make $1 million. I'm in Meta to make $1 billion, if you know what I mean. So we're working very hard and doing extraordinary things to achieve extraordinary results, you know. So trust us, guys. We're being very transparent. We're doing our best. We're involving everybody that you can think of that can be beneficial for our vision. And I think we proved it again today by involving you guys in everything. We're very transparent. We tell you everything. Like, who does that? Who shares with you the options of how they're gonna do the tokenomics and how they're gonna do the IBCO and Medachain and you know what I mean? Like, no team does that. The teams just execute and then they tell you, okay, this is what we're doing, and they execute and you just accept it or not. This is how other tokens do it. We're really doing everything in full transparency with you guys. I'm answering questions every day about tokens, about wallets, about movements, about holders, about everything. You guys can't imagine how many DMs I get every day. Thousands, more than 2,000 DMs every day on Telegram alone. You know, so we're doing our best here. And I've been sick the last 2 weeks, and still I answer every day my DMs, you know. And work and communicate with the whole team and with ChainSense and with other partners and with the celebrity and getting the payment ready for the devs. And you guys don't know how much stress comes along and how much stress is involved in making all of this work. It's very difficult, you know. And if I didn't know we're doing it for the greater good, if the reward at the end of the rainbow wasn't big enough, the pot of gold, I wouldn't fucking waste my time. I'm a multimillionaire. I can do 1,000 other things. So trust me, the fact that I'm putting all my time, effort, money, patience, health into this means this is gonna blow up like crazy. And I believe that with every fucking fiber in my body. If I didn't, I wouldn't waste my time. So I hope you guys understand. Now, do we have any fucking questions?
Thank you for everything you do. Okay, go on.
I got
I just have one.
sorry. You mentioned like $10,000 is the minimum investment for Medachain. So what's pre-sale price and what will be the launching price of the coin? Like if for IBCO.
We shared two options in chat on what we think about the tokenomics, how they can be. This is something we're still deciding. You can place a vote. We did a vote in the chat, Rahul.
Okay, fantastic. I'll just go and look into it. Sorry, I just came back a bit late here.
Sure.
Raul, if
Hey,
you have any
Cougar,
questions, DM me, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
Hey, Cougar, you wanted to ask a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, do you have a date set for the pre-sale?
So basically, Chain says sold us. We can start tomorrow if we want. We need to figure out which tokenomics we're gonna run with.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I think the smaller supply in the beginning, we're gonna have 18% inflation, so there will be more explosion of price for the traders, and the more traders, the better the volume, right? So I think that having a smaller supply and then eventually growing, I mean 18% yearly, that puts us at that first option within what I think almost 5 years, right? So that gives us a lot of room to grow. I think it's good.
You can always burn all the gas as well to offset it. So anytime there's a transaction, there's a burn, and the validators are rewarded in the inflation that's created on the other end.
Oh yeah, that's what Ethereum was doing, right?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I can't wait to figure out how to spin up a validator. If I'm even rich enough to do it, I don't know. We'll see. I might be 96% all Medachain in a month too.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, what's up with the validator? I heard a lot of people wants to be validators with blockchain.
Yeah, I'm gonna DM and figure that out because obviously they're if they're gonna do so BSC, you can't be a validator. There's 21
I think he's
validators.
asking what it is.
They own all the validators. The validators run the transactions. They're basically auction houses. So as these people come in and these subpools and they start bidding on the price, the validators, based on gas, take that price and give you the coin that you're asking for. So they run the network and they get rewarded in the native token of the network.
So basically, you create a new stream of income by being a validator, in short.
Well, we have
That's
to
why
see
people are
if
interested
there's
in
the
it.
ability to be a validator, because that's not an easy thing. I mean, Ethereum solved the problem of decentralized validation, but look at what's happening because of that. We have gas fees through the roof. So, there could be a chance, obviously don't know yet, that we don't get the option to become a validator. But, that might be better for the chain. We don't know. It's going to be a lot of stuff that we got to figure out, and that's my job to figure that stuff out.
Okay. Or a sharded network. You look at like Tron or Radix, or I mean even Solana at this moment. They're all proof of stakes, and all the validators. It'll keep down the price because, especially if there's not gas wars, if that's literally not allowed. Or you look at like Lumen or something like that, where it's I can't think of the term right now, but a validator is simply chosen. There's no war to pick it, and it's just simply the top validators with the most delegates are the ones that are chosen, and that's just how it is. Period. So the more trusted validators are going to get more transactions to complete. And obviously, if they're completing a transaction, the network can immediately move on to the next most trusted validator, and so on and so forth. That way, it keeps the transactions per second up. It keeps consensus high, keeps security high, and it keeps fees very, very low. So I wouldn't look at Ethereum as a model. I would look to the true proof of stake networks. Like I said, Tron, Solana, the Stellar Network, Ripple, Radix. And if you looked at any of those networks, you'd see their transactions per second are incredibly high, far higher than Ethereum. I mean,
Well,
you look at
Solana
those,
is technically
you
proof of
wonder why.
space and proof of stake hybrid, and Ethereum is Ethereum Smart Chain is a proof of stake smart chain, even though they're using a proof of work coin as the native token. So I mean, each of them have their
why
own
the
facets.
gas is so high.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you look at a truly proof of stake, like I said, look at Lumen or Ripple, look at Tron, look at Radix. Those they have transactions per second far higher than Ethereum, and they have gas that is far, far lower. And you look at how they do it, you wonder how the hell is Ethereum the biggest player in the room?
Well, that's easy. Grayscale.
Yeah. Good one.
Tiger Sexemy is saying people who are staking want to know more about how the chain affects them. Guys, the chain is not affecting anybody at this moment in any sort of way. Don't worry, don't panic. Like we said, however we decide to launch and later on, however we decide to migrate, at that point we'll always have a solution, and if we migrate, it will be all migrated, even the staking tokens, the stake tokens. So don't worry about it.
Okay, cool. Thanks for clarifying that. I saw that a lot in the main chat, and if you guys have any questions right now, feel free to ask during the one.
Mr. Chaptem.
My phone's about to die, so if I cut out, I'll be back.
Okay.
Mr. Chaptem.
Think Satoshi, I asked you in a MD about the economy of the play to earn. How it's gonna be? What are the tools that you're going to implement to make the economy stable through the time and not make the liquidity drop to zero if there is no ways to encourage people to keep investing?
So we can't actually answer that right now. I've already solved that problem, and if I told you, it would be highly sensitive data. But the integration for the Medabots game is the only thing I will say is it's not a direct integration with the pool directly. So there will be a benefit to the pool because there will be an exchange, but it's not going to drain liquidity without having some sort of mechanism that is providing some sort of revenue to cover that emission.
Okay, I mean, if you don't specify, it's all in there, but okay, I can just.
Yeah, well, you'll know soon,
sense.
man. We're still, that stuff's very sensitive. If I sat that in this room and there was somebody in here that was in another play to earn game, they could rug us. It's that good of a mechanism. So we have to keep that under wraps right now. But just trust that we solved that problem. We already did.
Okay.
Mr. Chaptem.
We hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, just from start to finish, so from private sale to public sale and launch, and how long do you reckon it would take? Just for the whole migration. Just,
Guys, sorry, 1 second, 1 second. I'm getting a call. 1 second. I'll be back in like 60 seconds. I'll be back.
Yeah, so even Satoshi there, like, you know, just with the bull run, you know, on its last leg, Satoshi, I'm just wondering, you know, are we going to miss out on a crucial part of the bull run here? That's all.
Oh, dude! If anything, people are going to be taking profits and dumping that shit into Meta, so it don't matter either way.
Yeah, you know, we've only got only months left on the bull run, is my opinion. But that's why I was wondering how long would the migration take, and you know, I've seen migrations before and they've dragged on for months. You know.
Yeah, but Andy, this is not a short-term project, and we're not here just to make a couple of $1,000s or a couple million on this next bull run or until the end of this bull run. It's going to be a long-term thing, though.
Yeah. So listen, I'm here. I'm here because of Meta's relationship with crypto. Like, first and foremost, like, obviously the team is the reason behind that, and I've grown to love the team because they're the core reason as to why Meta has this very unique relationship with crypto. So I actually find it safer to be in Meta in times of high volatility. And you know, I'm not Moon Boy. I'm not all the way in. So I have plenty of things in the space that I will be selling for profits and buying more fucking Meta with. So I don't know what your portfolio looks like, but I would say, man, if you're all in like Moon Boy, it's capital PAY is how you spell the first part of patience in your scenario.
Yeah, no, I'm not all in. I'm not all in Meta, but I wouldn't hold right through a bear market either. You know, I would.
Oh, dude, let me tell you, like, so I've seen volatility downturn and Meta hold the floor. So Meta is a decorrelated asset. So for that reason, I treat Meta as my savings account.
Exactly. Stress free.
Okay. Yep, Sam.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you do what you do with your investment, but we're just telling you the direction we're heading right now. So whichever way you take that because of how you feel of the markets in general, that's just basically your ideas of investing in general. So
yeah, I can't help you with the trade idea, bro. If I knew all the answers, you know, I might be on an ivory tower, not participating with anyone. I'm just kidding. I'd always be here.
Just
Satoshi Boulevard.
The gravity of the markets, lads. Everything gets pulled. You know, with the. I don't, and there's not many things survive, lads. You know, I'm just trying to see what are we going to catch here. You know, and I am in, and a certain percentage will be held for long term. You know.
But if you notice, the market's totally different now, bro. Like it's totally different now this year.
Yeah, I don't.
You think that it's going to end
See
in
there being
like
a bear market, like
yeah, like bear market is. I don't. It's going to be. It's not even going to exist anymore. Like you're thinking.
I've seen multi-trillion-dollar total market caps give me a 236 fill in a day. Okay, in a day. That means a whole bear market cycle that previously took 6 months took a day, and then we hit all-time new highs and absolutely crushed the market cap. And if we do that again, we're going to $6 trillion, guys. If we go, if the bull run's got one more pump left, that's $6 trillion crypto total market cap. Okay, and that would probably happen in a hot second. And if you think Medacoin wouldn't benefit from that, I don't know what to tell you.
well, the markets in general are seeing adoption of crypto overall. So what you see with the market's volatility has no bearing on what adoption is doing in general. So if you're following the charts, you're really going to be just doing that, right? You're not seeing the bigger picture, which adoption in general is taking place everywhere. People are bringing old money into the space. So the 401ks are being poured in here. People getting the checks from the government are being poured in here. Like just, money being transferred from banks into the crypto space. So we're seeing a large transfer of wealth into the space. So whether or not you feel bearish or bullish, you're going to start to see the adoption take place.
I'm even seeing some of the weird little Ponzi schemes that popped up when the first run really took off that are starting to wake up. So I'm thinking that there's a new adoption curve that's coming in from all ends, and not just banking.
Especially the play to earn for next year.
Earn and NFTs, it's all together. It's everything. All big institutional money, all different this year.
Yeah, because of that influx, it's going to change the way you look at the charts. So at the current time, you see from 2021, and as a pandemic hit, it was of course detrimental to people in fiat currency because they can't spend their money other places. But when you see that they are looking online for different ways to invest, they find cryptocurrency. And as people start wanting more adoption, more people are pouring money into crypto. It then starts turning a bit different for us in where we're at in crypto because, like, as a lot of people can see, it's the golden age of crypto. People are now starting to wake up to the fact that you can actually do other things with money than just throw it into a bank. Like you can actually invest in cryptocurrency, which is what we're seeing with all this adoption, right? Which in turn for us, even though we see volatility in the markets, right, because of the stuff with China FUD and whatnot, but we still see an uptrend in people wanting to invest money in cryptocurrency. So whether or not you are bullish on a project or you feel bearish or whatever the case is, doesn't negate the fact that adoption is overall happening in the markets everywhere. Got to consider that, guys.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yep. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just my phone died, so I came over here.
Satoshi, I've got a question for you.
Hit me, dude.
So I was looking at that Tokenomics, and they're talking about raising $50 million for 10% of the supply. So you were mentioning this Dutch auction, and I haven't seen one of those before. So I was kind of wondering what gives in that situation to allow like this variable price.
Well, I mean, KM kind of corrected it. It's not exactly a Dutch auction. Dutch auction, I believe, is more open. There's not a limit, and anyone can participate.
Yep.
It's volume driven, but the same mechanisms are still going to apply as far as the algorithm is going to determine price based on volume. So, what's going to happen if let's say 50 million is the market cap and 10% of the supply? Okay, well then you take the new tokenomics distributions, like the meta marketing folder was 15%, like all these different percentages. Once those get locked in and distributed to the folder, now you have if they decide to do the deployer option or some kind of, I don't know, whatever they decide to do, that emission will hit the public market and people will buy and sell it. But before that happens, we're going to compare the market caps and come to some sort of consensus about how we go about migrating the BSC token into the native token of the new chain. And the goal would be to try and get that to like at least a 1-for-1 dollar value. For one, did that answer your
so
question?
Is the price not set in stone for the Medachain token or the coin? Sorry.
No, most likely the way it would work, especially if you're getting a bunch of investors beforehand as a pre-sale, basically everyone put in their money as much as they want, and then 10% of the total supply is distributed to everybody based off of their portion of the liquidity pool that was literally created and putting in their money. So it really depends on how many people participate as to how many
Satoshi, I have
tokens you're gonna
one
get.
question to you,
But
my
you'd
friend.
still be getting
From
whatever
Medachain
amount you
and
put in.
start the IDO inside the time of
man, he's talking.
IDO.
Hold
You
on,
have
can't
I hope. I think
wait.
the guy was talking. Oh, I don't know if you can hear him or not. KM was talking.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that after the launch, if you put in $10,000, you'd have $10,000 worth of the token.
Yeah, you got to think more of so if let's say we come out of the IBCO and the market cap is the same as Medacoin currently, well then something like a 1 to 1.5x ratio doesn't sound so bad, but
Agree, yeah.
it's really where you're talking about the market caps are really gapped, that we get the risk of being diluted, which is where we would say, well, then that 1.5x doesn't work. That needs to be, let's say if it's a 20 million to let's say we're at 50, right? Let's say it ends up at a 20 million and we're at 50 million. Then what happens there is, we got 30 million of dilution that we could potentially be hit with. So we want that 30 million to be offset by the amount of token we're receiving. So the amount of tokens we'd get would be much higher, but the dollar value would be the same or better. At least that would be the goal.
Yeah,
Right,
I'm with you on
of
that.
the
Yeah.
migration. Yeah. Yeah, but at the point of the sale,
Okay, it's
again,
possible to send my question?
Yeah, hold my bad.
Sure,
Dude.
go ahead.
Okay. And the time of IDO and the start the IDO pre-sale, and at this time, it's possible to start the migration from Medacoin and the Medachain, or when IDO is finished, you start the migration from Medacoin to Medachain.
So
Could you repeat that again?
what do you mean?
He's saying, when would the migration
I
start?
talk with you now
It would
because
be,
listen to me. When you have the people, maybe now I understand the possibility of Medachain, okay? And I know a lot of people put inside a lot of money inside Medacoin. And the people understand the powerful of Medachain. And I talk, I don't know, maybe with you or maybe from Mr.Chaptem. I need only to buy this token, or it's possible to migrate immediately inside on the time of pre-sale?
Oh, okay. I don't think you'll be able to take your whale wallet and import it into the pre-sale. I don't think you'll be able to do that. You'll be able to participate in the IBCO on an invitation only, and if you get the invitation, you would obviously have to put up your own funds to participate in that system. But once there's only going to be 10% of the supply allocated to that pre-sale. So whatever you end up, whatever everybody ends up putting in is what the pre-sale will be, and then we will address all the Medacoin holders how we migrate that after that fact.
Yeah.
Okay, it's clear. On the beginning, it's finish IDO, and after it's a migration from the holder Medacoin.
But the migration, I think it's going to take some time. It's not going to happen instantly. Maybe a month or a few weeks, if I'm not mistaken. At least a couple of months.
Well, Chapman said it can happen tomorrow with all the testing
Well,
and
I mean,
everything.
listen,
But yeah.
guys. I mean, the Medachain testnet is basically upon us. That took like less than a quarter. So they're moving quick, and it's not a joke. These guys know what they're doing. So I think it will happen more quickly than we think, and we just got to get in front of it and make sure that all of the different concerns of the community is lined out before we go ahead and pull those triggers.
Yeah.
The ideas
Satoshi?
and pre-sale is said by invitation. Can I know how I participate in the IDOs? Is any
Well,
criteria
all these
about the
questions
invitation?
will be answered because I've already been asked like 3 or 4 times now.
Not
So I would say,
everyone is going to be able to participate in the pre-sale, because that's just not the nature of pre-sales. There's only 10% of the
No,
supply
yeah, I
allocated.
know the one. I just asking about the criteria.
Oh, I think Chap said it was over 10,000 needed, and an invitation. Your wallet would have to be whitelisted to participate in it.
Okay, that's yeah. Thank you.
And Satoshi,
What's up, dude?
what's up, man? So you said to be able to qualify for the pre-sale, you need to have like worth of 10K in Medacoin, right?
No. I said so you would need to be whitelisted in order to participate, and I think the nature of the auction is like a $10,000 minimum to participate once you've been
Yeah, honestly,
whitelisted.
it's a shame.
If you were to be whitelisted, but dude, we have to like understand that the pre-sale is only 10% of the supply, and that's really focused on getting the fundraising from whatever venture capital firms or whales are going to participate in this. So this is really less about us getting an opportunity to have our bags pumped, and more of an opportunity for the ecosystem to get the funds it needs to execute all the stuff that we need to execute, so that way we have a really good play to earn game that you guys can play and earn with. And what's great about all of that, after the pre-sale, we'll be addressing all of the Medacoin holders and getting them a really good migration plan that would work for everyone, because I mean, I say them, like, I'm also a Medacoin holder, so this affects me just as much as it affects anyone else in this chat.
Hey,
So I
Satoshi.
remember, because I remember when Mr. Chaptem was talking, he was like, because I asked him, like, I'm like, I've been holding since day one, and I have like, I have a lot of tokens, So he said, like, you'll be able to be whitelisted, like, what I mean, if you're Medacoin holder, you have a certain amount of token, you will get an invitation, you know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, yeah, you have to ask Chap about that. I mean, if you're a day one holder and you haven't sold a damn thing, bro, you hold the floor very well. I don't see why not.
That's
But
what I meant.
that's
Yeah, I
not a
mean,
decision I can make, bro.
I
What's
threw
that,
7.
guys? I'm back.
So
What was that?
Lafayette Tucker says he's been in on day one, hasn't sold a single token, and wants to know if he
No, it's me,
his
easy.
diamond his
That
diamond
wasn't
dick
that
wallet
that
will
wasn't
get into
that was
I
can be
can't hear
allowed in the
anything,
pre-sale.
guys. 5 people are talking the same time. Satoshi, repeat, what did you say?
Yes, so Lafayette was saying that he's been a day one holder, and he wants to know if his diamond dick wallet will be allowed to participate in this pre-sale, given how diamond dick he is.
Hey, Satoshi, wait. That wasn't
That
me.
was
I think
easy.
that
That
was
was me. That was me. Easy,
yo,
Easy.
easy. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
My
so
dick, my dick is big, but I wasn't here since day one.
okay. So like I said, depending if you're holding and if you can afford, definitely you can get an invite as a Medatonian to participate. Hey guys, one real quick thing. I just got a message from Kevin. He said that people in the Spanish community, everyone is saying that they are leaving Meta. They don't understand. I think the Spanish community doesn't understand what's going on. Let me explain it one more time for somebody who doesn't understand what a blockchain is, what Medachain is, what we're trying to achieve here. This is totally separate at this moment from Medacoin. There is nothing changing in Medacoin. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about your Medacoin. You don't have to worry about our path. What we're doing right now is we're launching a blockchain. That's an extra feature that can only be of added value. Now, once we do that successfully, we will look into the fact if we're going to migrate later on to the blockchain, and we would only do that if it's in the advantage of Medabots, Medacoin, and Medachain altogether. If it's not, we won't do that. It will be a separate entity, so nobody has anything to fear. If it is, then everybody will be a winner. So it's a win-win situation in whatever way you look at it. There is nothing negative about it. You don't have to panic. You don't have to fear. There is nothing changing. If there's a language barrier and you don't understand something Instead of panicking, just ask questions. And if it's in Spanish, Chinese, Turkish, whatever language it is, just ask somebody from our mods and they will answer it in your language. Okay, guys?
Mr. Chaptem, I'm trying to calm the people there because they are panicking.
Yeah, because they're fucking idiots. Why would they panic? This is a very good thing. This is what I told Kevin right now. I said there's fucking
just
idiots if they panic.
Well, this
It's
is
like
change. Change is like that, you know.
It's
no,
because
but there is no
they don't
change yet.
understand it.
We
don't
don't. We
grasp.
haven't changed anything. There is nothing changing at this moment. We're
I think
building
that
something new that's amazing. Yeah. when when we finish building it, we can see how it works, and if it's in everybody's best interest, then we can see how we can migrate, and then it would be a win-win situation if that happens at that point. If it's not, we won't do it. It's as easy as that. So why would people panic if they don't understand what's going on?
Our own blockchain is a win-win situation, no matter what. I don't understand, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we're just having a
need
discussion,
the
guys.
blockchain. Yeah.
Count me in, Mr. Chairman. I want to be white lettuce.
Guys, do you understand what we're saying here? Medachain is a separate
it's been that way
entity
from the
that
beginning.
that we're setting up right now. If and when everything runs smoothly like we expect, we will look into a way to make a migration. If that is possible in a way that everybody benefits and everybody agrees on that, then we will do that. If not, it will be two separate entities, no harms, no fouls. Does that make any sense, or are there any more
Yes,
questions about it?
that
100%.
makes sense. That makes sense. No harm, no foul. You're winning regardless. At the end of the day, you're all winning. So if they want to go ahead and say, jump ship, I'm sorry for them.
No, but they don't understand, bro. Like they're thinking now we're changing a lot of stuff. We're not changing, we're adding value. And if it works perfectly, it's a win-win thing. If it's not, if it doesn't meet our expectation, or there's too much of a price difference, we let both entities run at the same time. There's, like I said, there is no negative side to it for Medacoin and Medabots.
Yeah, and if the plan is to raise $50 to $60 million off the bat, I mean, that puts us at an advantage from Medacoin's perspective, because we actually have the upside risk there, or
Yeah.
upside reward.
Yeah, but people don't understand this, Satoshi. There are some people who don't understand even after, I don't know how long we're on, like 2 hours, but even after 2 hours, they still don't have a fucking clue what we're talking about. They think we're going to change everything and everything's going to shit and it's the end of the world as we know it. You
Well,
understand?
you know,
And
that's
it's
how it
because of-
always goes. Like even me, when I get this information, like, I mean, you know, day one or the day two of being CTO, I just see so much. I'm like, oh no, what the fuck? But then I like sort it out in my head, and we solve the problems, and now we're in even better position than we were. So, you know, it's just human nature to just to react that way. But if they are going to put their money where their mouth is and act hastily in an emotional way, I mean, that's how you lose in crypto. So I wouldn't be so hasty to do something like that.
Yeah. Anyways, I will make sure that I understand what's going on before I jump to any conclusions. Like I said before, and I'll say it for the 10th time right now, we're launching an IBCO. That's a pre-sale for a blockchain. The blockchain is called Medachain. Once we launch the blockchain, we're going to see, after the IBCO, we're going to see how much we raise, how much the value is, and we're going to see how beneficial it would be if we merge our current Meta into the Medachain. If it's beneficial for Meta and for the Meta holders, then we will do this. If it's not, we won't do this. We don't have to do this. So it's only a win-win scenario for us with Medatonians if we choose to do this, if it is beneficial for us. If not, no harm, no foul. Then we have an extra Medachain, a blockchain on the side.
That we're
So
probably gonna use for the play to earn game to begin with. So it's like either way, you know, at some point they're gonna realize the disadvantage to not migrating, but you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Pun intended. I'm gonna intend that pun.
Really? How so?
yeah, however you look at it, guys, this could only be a positive thing. I mean, we're building our own blockchain. I don't understand
to get the ability to be a BSC token that has the ability to migrate and become a part of the native gas token for an entire blockchain. If you don't see that as an opportunity, there's an issue. Now, there are a lot of things in the tokenomics that we had to get out of the way, right? We're talking about them. These are the difficult things. We want to talk about the difficult things first, so that way we can get them off the table, solve those problems, and then, you know, drink and celebrate. But, you know, I think that, you know, for most people, maybe that approach is a little bit too much, but that's the way that has to be done, because in any negotiation scenario, in any business scenario, in any kind of place where you have to involve multiple parties that have vested interest in something, getting the elephant in the room identified and out of the way first is how we're supposed to do it.
I mean, this is regardless, like you guys said, it's big to be your own blockchain.
Gaming blockchain too.
It's huge, man. It's huge.
That's huge. Like I look at it like you guys said before we even had this conversation. I want to say maybe 3 weeks ago, we're saying that this could be a possibility. It happened organically. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't at first, but it happened organically, and this is a possibility. So at the end of the day, I mean, it's like you said, hopefully we can make it a win-win, but I mean, for you, yeah, if you be on gas fees lower, it's gonna be so many other tokens trying to come on our exchange because the gas fees and everything is so much lower. Like, man, yeah, I hope this shit work. I hope it can make it work. Shit.
Oh, it will work.
Look, shit.
Yes.
We're talking about a whole
Well,
nother
there
level
is a
type shit. We're talking
possibility
about
that we have a document about all we are all here about this right now.
So here's what I'm gonna do, okay, guys. I'm going to review the entire recordings. I'm gonna bullet point it out because I need to bullet point it out as CTO for me to like weigh in on certain decisions. And what I will do is maybe I'll have someone in the community help me translate it to a few different languages and get that out to you guys so that way it's fully understood, because we want to bridge that gap, because this is an opportunity, guys. I mean, it's not every day that a safe moon you know, contract gets forked into this giant huge $50 million play to earn gaming asset that all of a sudden is getting the ability to migrate to a gas token for an entire blockchain. Like, when you put it that way, that's from 0 to 1,000 real quick, let alone 0 to 100.
That's excellent. I think that is what you need to do for kill the fear of people that don't understand you right now.
Yeah, I will have that done within 36 hours. I will have that done.
Like, it's really hard to understand. How do people not understand how beneficial this is?
Well, I
Like, I'm
think
really
there's
confused.
a
I'm not
language
used to the
barrier.
space.
There's a language barrier. It's, you know, it's not. I think that's really what it is, because, you know, there's a lot of things in there that sound scary, right? But if you caught the scary parts because you understood the scary parts, but you are not understanding the beneficial parts, it looks all scary to you. You get what I'm saying? So in order for us to bridge that gap, we need to have it fully lined out in the main languages of this community, so that way they can see it, understand it, and understand the opportunity that's in front of us.
And I did join a little bit late. If you don't mind me asking, you probably already answered this. When is the pre-sale going to be launched for this?
Once we
Solely
decide to
dependent. Yes, exactly. That's solely dependent on us. When we decide, okay, we're gonna go with these tokenomics, we can launch. So ChainSense is waiting on us to decide on which tokenomics we're gonna go with.
Please keep them waiting a little longer until this is all.
Yeah, we're gonna figure it out, guys. Yeah. You see, guys, this is what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people say, yeah, you guys said you're gonna launch the 24th on testnet. You're gonna do this and that. Like, we need to figure out first what we're doing with the. We wanted to launch the IBCO a long time before. We need to figure out the tokenomics and the best way to go. I've been sick for the last 12 days, and basically ChainSense is waiting for me to make the final decision. Today I jumped on this with Satoshi and immediately forwarded it to you guys and had this AMA to see what we're gonna move forward with, you know. Wait 1 second, I'll let you know. Okay, getting a lot of DMs. So everything takes time if you want to do it correctly and professionally and in accordance with the community, you know. So please bear in mind that it's not like I told you before, guys. If it was up to us, everything would have been finished yesterday and launched yesterday, and the game, the multiplayer, the celebrities, the exchanges, everything. If it takes longer, that means either we're dependent on a third party or we're taking extra time to do things correct and in a way that it's the best solution for the whole community, you know. So that's why we're being very transparent with you guys. And like I said, even when you're transparent, as you apparently see, there are some people that even don't understand what you're talking about because of language barrier or because of the complexity of the material in this case, like with blockchain. I'm not a tech guy. Like I said, I'm not a crypto guy. I don't understand shit about blockchains, but that's why I like to get experts like Satoshi, etc., to inform me, to advise me, and then I get the community to also help us to make the right choice and to make sure that we're doing the right thing. So I'm very happy about the AMA today, and I would love to see all you guys questions and suggestions written up towards Wes and Satoshi, I think it was. And
yeah, Wes is gonna take the. I mean, feel free to DM me. I'm just gonna forward it to Satoshi. I mean, to Wes, so he can aggregate it for me. Because my goal is to listen to this recording and do this conversation twice for you guys. It's like a bullet pointed out in some kind of document, and then see about getting this translated for you.
Hey, sorry, one
Thank you very
question.
much.
Will be open the new blockchain to projects like new games, external, like not your team, but maybe someone can propose a new game, but to use your blockchain?
Yeah,
if
that's
we
the
will
point.
be listing, yeah, that's why we're doing our own blockchain. So games, so we can list games on our blockchain. We're going to be making money by listing other tokens on our blockchain.
Okay, and it will be possible to apply for that?
Yeah, definitely.
Where?
I mean,
What's
so
that?
if it ends up being a delegated proof of stake that's EVM compatible, you'll have the ability to just create a pool on the chain, you know, and just spin up a key and go through that whole process, because anyone can spin up a contract anywhere if you have the developmental know-how.
But I think, for example, if I have a game or I'm producing a game, can I reach you guys like to say, hey, can I use your blockchain? Or does this a
Yeah,
possibility?
we'll have like a form later on after
Okay.
launch.
Okay.
So, Mr. Satoshi, the question I wanted to make, and I think it's gonna help everybody who's still afraid or was afraid to understand the things clearly, is the holders of Medacoin will have still have all their buying power when the game Medabots come out with or without Medachain. Is that right?
Yeah, so we solved the problem I can't go too much into detail on, that is going to integrate Medacoin into the game, but in a way that the liquidity pool isn't directly tethered to the game, because that can be dangerous. We don't want to drain the liquidity pool. So we solved that problem. I can't tell you how, because if I were to tell you how and somebody in here is a genius play to earn gaming developer, they'll take this idea and front run us, which we can't have happen because this is really good.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to the Medachain, huh? Exciting news.
Yeah, me too,
And we
guys.
got the
There's a
game
lot of
coming
stuff to
out
line
in
out,
like a
but
month and a
I'm
half.
happy.
Guys, hold your coin. Don't sell nothing. Fuck
Hey,
you, man.
Hope,
You
how's it
don't
going?
understand. This is
Wireless
I'm a
me.
billionaire, man. I don't understand the powerful of medicine.
Hey, guys, let Hope talk for a minute. Let him talk. Go ahead, Hope.
Yes, I'm told from the beginning. And the beginning of the TIS project, I told from the people, buy TIS coin and hold. Now you have the proof from your eyes. You have your own blockchain. Man, you are crazy when you sell now because you are panic. Why you panic? Don't
But
worry.
were you crazy last week, Hope, when you were about to? I got you. I got you to keep your stuff though, right? We're not selling, right, Hope? Don't sell a damn thing. I'm gonna find you, bro.
You are crazy, man. Why I'm saying? Oh,
I'm just kidding, bro.
you
I'm just
understand or not? My wallet, how much money I have inside now? When I have the oven blockchain inside the system, maybe I have, I don't know, $7 billion. Oh man,
Jesus Christ.
it's crazy.
All right, guys. I love you all. I have a baby. I have just came out of the shower, so I have to go deal with that. I'm gonna get this work done and get it done for you, probably within the day, and I'll get that out to you guys soon. Chappy, you want to wrap up? I don't know if he's still in here. Is he still in here?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. Perfect. Thank you, Satoshi. We'll
Okay, yeah.
talk tomorrow.
We can't
And
hear
we'll
him.
pick it
Yeah, I'll
up.
see you later. Yeah, we'll talk tomorrow.
Guys,
Toshi,
All
bro.
right, Chappy.
Thanks for
Love you, bro.
everything, man.
Thank you very much,
Love you
guys.
all. You got
yeah.
it.
Thank you.
Have a nice day, guys. Bye.
Yeah,
Mr. Chap, we
guys.
can't hear you. I think you have
Bye-bye.
to leave the chat and come back in.
Okay, 1 second.
No, we can hear him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so just
Can you
me.
hear me or can't you hear me?
Yeah, we can all hear. I can hear him on my end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, one more time. We're gonna assess right now. We're gonna make a summary. We're gonna have questions answered. I'm gonna have Mr. G from ChainSense come in to answer questions tomorrow. And if and when we all agree on which path to take, we can proceed from tomorrow, as far as I'm concerned, with the IBCO. And like I said, and this is like the 11th time I'm saying this, Medachain is a positive thing that can only bring positive added value to us as a separate entity and as a possible migration for Medacoin. But that we will only do when everybody agrees on that and when it's beneficial for Medacoin and Medacoin holders. So nobody has to panic, nobody has to sell, nobody has to worry about anything. This is a very good thing. It's something that less than 0.1% of people in crypto have. There are only a few blockchains, and we're going to have our own freaking blockchain. So that's a positive thing. And we'll figure out how to integrate or not to integrate later on. We have that option. It's an option for us that we will only pursue if it's in our best interest. So don't worry, guys. Everybody should be very bullish about this news and not afraid or panicking. And if you have any concerns or questions, feel free to DM Wes or Satoshi or even me. But I prefer you DM the other two because they're gonna write up all the questions and we'll forward them to ChainSense. Okay. Thank you guys for coming in so late. I wish you all a wonderful evening, and I'll be back on tomorrow with a summary and hopefully to answer some questions, and then we can move on from tomorrow. Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank
Sounds
you,
good. Thank you so much, Mr. Chaptem.
Chapman.
Thank you, Satoshi.
Chapter for the rewards. Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
Get better, Chad. Get better.
And any
Thank
questions you guys
Have a good
have,
night.
just go ahead and send them to Wes. If you put them in chat, I'll just forward them to him. So, if I see any DMs, if anybody else, admins, mods, if you guys get any questions, just have them forwarded to one place. So that way Satoshi can have access to that. Mr. Chapman can also see them later, okay? To Wes.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Yes.
Bye.
Yes. Anything, send it to me.
All right.
Yeah.